The windows are so fogged up, I can't even see outside.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Hangin Ass'd Out. This is episode 2. Today we have special guest Brian from Grinder TV and Forbidden Fantasies.
Fantasy.
Sorry.
It's only one.
We're going to talk to him about the newest DVD out, Grinder TV Volume 2. We're going to talk to him about the Forbidden Fantasy show at the
The Avi
Resort and Casino down in Laughlin, Nevada. So, welcome, Brian. How are you?
How's it going to your new little venture here?
It's going good.
Are you on the are you in like a corner of your office there?
Yeah, you could call it that.
With a sheet? Is that a sheet hanging up?
No, it's a window. All right. So let's start with the DVD first. So when I was reading online, it was saying that it's more based on a full custom automotive DVD. Why is that rather than just a plain mini truck DVD?
Because then you limit your market. You know, if there's only so many mini truckers, and to be 100% honest, that number's gone down. And so I mean, there's a lot of people out there that just like mini trucks, but then there's a lot of people, we don't want to limit our market. You know, we want to. The mini truck guys are eventually, if they're true car enthusiasts, they're gonna venture out and build other types of vehicles.
Mm-hmm.
And we would lose them if we just stuck to mini trucks. You know what I mean? So we just we wanted to do something with whatever was cool, because I mean, the cool thing about mini truckers is they appreciate anything that is cool. Whereas, say you go up to a Mustang club, they don't care about anything except Mustangs. So mini truckers will buy, like if you look at Volume 2, there was a hot rod on the cover. Mini truckers are going to buy it because it looks cool, even though there's not a mini truck on it. So that's kind of our standpoint on that, is we don't want to limit ourselves.
Yeah, that's badass. All right. If you have any, who do you take inspirations from when you're doing your shoots or having people do your shoots?
A ton of people. I mean, first and foremost, Cody Gephardt, who is my partner in all this Grinder TV stuff. He's the one that taught me how to edit and continues to show me all kinds of stuff. That guy's crazy good. He's the reason why the DVD is a success in my eyes, because he has an eye for certain things. And then there's a ton of other people out there. The name of Stephen Brooks. He's from the UK, and if you Google Stephen Brooks films, he's just super quality videographer. Trying to think who else that we used to watch. There's a company called AWOL, and it stands for Air, Water, or Land. And they mostly do VW stuff, but that's the kind of stuff that I used to watch, because there was no one doing that style stuff in the mini truck scene. It was all parties, and just, if you looked at some of the videos, it concentrated around whoever was making that video, it concentrated around their friends. So if you lived on, you know what I mean? If you had never been to a show or you didn't know those people, then you're watching a video of these people you don't know.
Yeah.
It's fun. Yeah, it's funny and it's fun, and they do a really good job at what they do. But nobody was. If you go look at the AWOL and you go look at Stephen Brooks and you go look at format67.net, nobody was trying to bring that like style to the truck world. So we kind of wanted to do something different.
That's cool. Yeah, I know. As soon as I opened it up, it's like I threw my cell phone away, put the kids in the bedroom. Like I couldn't stop watching it. It's like I love the quality of it. I love each of the features. I like the shows that just bring it all together. It's just so cool.
It's a hard thing to do, but we do a lot of research and stuff like that on the camera settings and on how to make the most of what we have, because we don't have the most expensive equipment out. You know what I mean? A lot of people think you just go and buy this expensive camera equipment, and then all of a sudden you're going to get the look of these guys that have a very expensive equipment. It's just that's not the case.
Yeah.
So.
All right, branching off into that. With social media, Facebook's, Twitter, Instagram, what's your opinion on shooting something that's been plastered all over a media source and being seen? What to you?
You mean like a truck that came out like 3 years ago and everyone's already seen it?
Yeah, or they're just their whole build kind of thing is on Facebook or Instagram, so you know exactly what the truck looks like, whatever nut and bolt is. Is there any special thing of actually shooting that versus one that may have been kept underground, like kind of when the Mini Truck magazine was around, where you didn't see the truck until it was in the magazine?
Yeah, there's pros and cons to both. If you take, I mean, there's a lot of people that try to keep their builds under wraps, and then they tell one person, and then they tell another, because you get so excited. You know, I mean, I couldn't be able to keep a secret about my truck. I got to be too excited, you know, and so. But yeah, I know what you mean. I mean, if you look at the volume 2, Jose's Toyota, the gold and red one, that guy's the biggest internet I'll ever see. He posted his truck on 5 different Facebook groups today. You know what I mean? And I mean, go through his Facebook. He posts every single day or every other day, and then so does his wife. And there's nothing wrong with that. They're proud of the truck. But then we went and featured it, and you know, but I think we did it in a way that you can't just, if you see pictures on Facebook and you see the build on Facebook and you see this, and even if you see the final outcome, there's a certain way to show a vehicle when you edit it. You know what I mean? Like the right music and the right edit give an emotional feel to the vehicle rather than just seeing the pictures. So
yeah, that's cool.
I mean, I wish there was a bunch of trucks out there that nobody knew about that I knew about, and I could jump around and go find them. If there's anybody out there that has anything like that, let me know. But 9 times out of 10, all builds get leaked, or they get started with the intention of not being leaked, and then they never get finished. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to keep this under wraps. I'm taking it to SEMA next year. I did that 5 years ago. My truck still looks like it belongs at Pick Apart. So,
oh yeah,
you know what I mean? So, yeah, there's pros and cons to both. The cool thing about showing a build when people do that is the old Street Source days when people used to do that.
Oh
and,
yeah,
you know what I mean? And Facebook's kind of taken that the place of Street Source, and if people do it properly, they create an album in on their Facebook page, and then they do it in steps. Scotty from Lax Atmosphere in SenCal, his red full size is called the Red Dragon, I believe. He did that every 2 weeks. He'd add more photos to the build, and that's cool because people get to see the progress. You know, and then if you want to keep it a secret, keep it a secret. That's cool too. Problem with keeping it a secret is once it's out, it's plastered in one day. You take it to one show, and in one day, it's plastered all over the internet, and that's it. You have what, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to.
There's gonna be like live cameras at shows coming up.
It's instant, and there's no gratification of like, okay, I'm going to keep it a secret, then I'm going to get it shot for the magazine, and then I'm going to bring it to a show. There's like, it used to be where you bring it to a show and it still wouldn't see it. You take it to 10 shows. The only people that saw it that were at that show. But now everyone's going to see it right away. So yeah, it works both ways. It just depends on what you want to do.
Yeah, absolutely. Is there any other branching out you're going to do from automotive filming? Or is that what you're going to try and stick to?
Like for a career or for Grindr TV?
For Grindr.
I mean, that's what we're going to keep. That's what we're going to stick with. There's going to be we got a couple surprises that are coming in the next, I would say 3 months to the website. That's going to it does nothing to do with filming, but it has something to do with the automotive scene. I don't want to say anything yet because every time I do, it turns into like volume 1 where I say, hey, we're going to make a DVD and it doesn't come out for 3.5 years. So, but it should be pretty cool. It's nothing crazy. It's just, but yeah, that's what we're going to continue to do is just shoot, just keep on shooting. So we're going to try to get more in depth with it too, as we came out with volume 1, now 2, then we're going to go into 3, and then as the income comes in and the budget grows, so can the production. You see what I'm saying? So we can, instead of going to a show and just shooting the show and then editing 3 minutes of it, and then a feature, and then this, it's all great, but eventually it's just going to be a whole bunch of 3 or 4 minute videos. So we want to kind of create more of
YouTube, and there's your DVD.
Yeah, we want to create more of a film, more of like a movie type thing. So that's where we want to go with it. We just kind of want to take it to I wouldn't want to say the next level, but just do something a little bit more in depth. You know, because you can interview the owner and you can do this and maybe follow the build a little bit, even though that's kind of difficult. But you know, that's what we're going to stick to. We want to utilize the YouTube channel more frequently and more consistently. So instead of just a sporadic video here and there, we want to be like, all right, every 4th Friday, there'll be a video. And if we can do that, then it will create like all right, hey, is it the 4th Friday yet? You know what I mean? Like maybe create a calendar so people kind of get excited about it.
Oh yeah.
But that'll be hard. We have a very hard time sticking to dates.
Well, that's cool that there's going to be a volume 3 coming out. That's good to hear.
We're going to keep going on the DVDs until DVDs are not relevant, and then we'll transition into the into like iTunes or other media like that. But right now, yeah, that stuff's cool, but you can hold in your hand just like a magazine, and you get them in the mail just like a magazine. And I think like Mini Truck, and that's the reason people enjoyed it. You know, everyone says, oh, I could sit on my toilet and read it. But I think I know what I was excited about was actually opening the mailbox and getting something in the mail. And opening it, and you're like, sweet, and then you can read it. Yeah. And getting that frequently, you know what I mean? And it's like a collector's edition. Like no one goes and buys DVDs at the store anymore. Yeah. But as far as like a collector's thing, people still buy that stuff because you're not
Grinder magazine.
Yeah. You know what I mean? You're not going to go. No one cares about People magazine anymore, or the Inquirer, or any of those magazines, because they come out every week and they fill your shit up. But if something comes out and it's collectible to something that you like, then people will still buy it. So people will still buy DVDs and Blu-rays for quite some time. And if they don't, then you know it'll go into something I don't even know. We'll see. Time can only tell on that one.
Nice. So out of the first 2 volumes, what would you say was your favorite shoot to do, whether it was a show or a feature?
The entire first DVD was insane to do because we obviously did a lot more traveling with the second one. You know, with the first one, I went to Australia 3 times, New Zealand twice, Japan once, Canada twice.
Wow.
So to compare, like to say which was my favorite, I mean, that was just an insane couple of years, you know, and I don't know, because they were so different, you know what I mean? I mean, we went to Japan and we went to Liberty Walk, you know what I mean, and saw all the supercars on airbags, and then we went to where they actually installed the kits. And we saw them, they were trimming fenders on $400,000 cars, you know, and then, so, I mean, that is cool in itself. And then going to a mini truck show at the foot of Mount Fuji is cool, is just as cool as the supercar stuff, but it's a different cool.
Wow.
So that was, it's going to be hard to top that one. We're going to do some more world traveling for volume 3. No, I'm sorry, probably not volume 3, but next year.
Mm.
So we'll see how that goes. That got pretty expensive real quick.
Right on. That's oh yeah.
But the second one was fun too because it was we got to film like a couple of like hometown things. I just moved to Phoenix from Southern California last year, and the Phoenix car scene, truck scene is insane. You wouldn't know it if you were just searching for mini truck stuff, but if you look for C10 stuff, like the C10 scene, if you watch our video, the Dino's Get Down video on YouTube, that's some dude that just throws a C10 event at his appliance repair store, and 400 Chevy C10 show up.
Holy
yeah, like KC from KC's paint shop, formerly Gas Monkey Garage was there. It's insane. It's the night before Good Guys out in Phoenix, and yeah, it's just crazy. That's kind of what I'm going back to, the not just doing mini truck stuff, but doing all that stuff too. Because if we just sought out mini truck shows, we wouldn't know about any of that stuff.
Oh yeah.
And that's a laid out C10 is just as cool as a laid out mini truck, just as cool as a laid out anything. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Yeah. If it's laid out, I'll always check it out.
Yeah. And that's the thing about mini truckers is it doesn't matter. I mean, because we think lowriders are cool. There's a few things I think that are definitely not cool.
Mm-hmm.
But if something passes me on the freeway and it's badass, it's badass. Just because if it's a Volkswagen or if it's a Bug, a new Volkswagen, a Bug, anything.
Yep.
Cool is cool to me. So.
All right. Well, cool. All right. So if you haven't gotten this yet, this is volume 2 right here. You can go on grinder-tv.com right now and order one. Their Blu-ray is $29.99, and their DVD version is $24.99. Also, if you're on there, you can see that you have the new pinstripe C10 shirts.
Yeah, we're gonna add some more stuff to that. That's one thing we're gonna be working on a lot this year, is adding more T-shirts and things like that.
Yeah, that's cool. So you can get that T-shirt, you can get hoodies, you can get hats. So you can get everything to rep Grinder, because we all love to do it. So
hope so.
All right, you want to kind of give a shout out to everybody that's working with you on this?
Yeah, it's Cody Gephardt obviously is my main partner in this. It's me and him, and then John O'Neill, Johnny O Photo. You know what I mean? He's a big part of it. We brought in a freelancer. He's an old mini truck guy. And his name's Braden. He's from California, and he helped us out quite a bit on a couple of things. And we're actually uploading a new video to YouTube next week. That was shot by a buddy of mine in New Zealand. So he just did it for fun. It's more of a fun type video than anything. But yeah, that's pretty much it. As far, we're not a big type of, what's it? Sorry, I've been awake for 25 hours. My brain's not working again. It's just a couple of us, you know what I mean? And we don't plan on expanding, but we do plan on finding a few people around the world that can help contribute. That's kind of tough though, because we are pretty mean and strict on what kind of content we want.
Oh yeah, absolutely. All right, well, cool, nice. All right, so let's get into the Forbidden Show, the new location. What are your thoughts about the new location?
Well, the new location, the reason that we moved it, because I mean, there was our 18th. I always forget what year it was. I think it was our 18th or 19th show. I think it was 19th. Um, we used to do it at the Lake Pierce Fairgrounds, and we'd had between 500 and 800 vehicles every year, and it was taking a toll on the club, and the fairgrounds was charging us a lot more money every year. This last year, I had to take money out of from my personal account, and then another guy in the club, Jamie Van Hoosen, he's the guy that helps me do the show. It's me and him, pretty much, that do all the logistics of the show. He had to pull money out of his account just so we could afford to do the show.
Wow.
And then hope that it didn't rain and hope people showed up so we could pay the bills. And it was too stressful. It wasn't fun, and it was reflecting the quality of the show. It was just your standard. Yeah, it was cool. Everyone came out and stuff, but so we just had to really take a step back and figure out what we wanted to do. So we figured everyone likes casinos. Everyone likes 24-hour alcohol. Everybody likes hotel rooms now because we're older.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? And a lot of people have kids now, and the wives and the girlfriends, they don't want to sit around in a parking lot all day long. They can go up to the room. I mean, the Avi it's in Laughlin, and I don't know if you've ever been to Laughlin or familiar with Laughlin.
Mm-mm.
It's like a mini Vegas. So you've got I think like 8 or 9 big hotels on the main strip, and then the Avi is actually a tribal casino. So it's about 15 minutes down the road, and we basically took it over. They have 452 rooms, and we sold the place out.
Nice.
And, they've got 3 bars in there. One main bar where Body Drop from Severed Ties was playing music on Friday, Saturday night, and they've got food in there. 3 different restaurants, and I mean, there's a gas station in the parking lot with a taco shop. There's a KOA campground. There's no reason to leave. So if you show up on Thursday, some people were there Thursday to Monday, and they never left because there's no reason to leave. And that's kind of our goal, is to make a destination event where you can have a little vacation, and there's a car show there at the same time.
Oh yeah.
We don't want it to be the event. We don't want it to be a big event. We want it to be a smaller event. And so, I mean, we had 287 cars at this last one, and we could fit a little bit more. We could probably fit 350, and we're going to cap it at that. We're not going to, no more, because it's not about being the biggest event. We just want it to be a fun event for not only us as a staff, because we could never enjoy the event because we were doing roll-in starting at like 4 or 5 in the morning, and then that would go till 9. It usually went over until almost 11 sometimes, and then we had to judge. So people would have to judge all day long and search cars and do all this stuff, and it was tiring, and it was taking some of the people in the club that have been doing it for so long were just like, I'm over it. It wasn't a lack of dedication. It was after you do it for 10, 15 years, you just lose the ambition. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah.
But yeah, so the Avi was happy with it. There was no problems. They sold. There's a Panda Express there. They ran out of food. The Subway there ran out of food. They ran out of Budweiser on Friday night, so they had to switch over to because they were doing. If you show your car, you get a wristband for $1.50 beers. So yeah, they were really happy with it. Everyone behaved themselves. There was no fights. There was private beach right there, so there's the pool's huge, so you're out in the sun all day long, and then the nighttime stuff happens. But yeah, they were really happy with it, so we're definitely going back there next year. We'll have dates and stuff like that soon.
Nice. Right on. Yeah, it was like sitting outside all day drinking, and you can actually go inside and cool off, not overdo yourself,
and take a nap.
Yes.
We like naps now.
Oh yes.
You know what I mean? Like it used to be, let's drink until we fall over, and then that's where we went to sleep. But yeah, no, people enjoy naps, and they enjoy bringing their kids to these events too sometimes. And so it was an all around dealio.
Right on. So, what out of the cars that were there any debuts that came to this event?
There was one guy from No Regrets. It was a white S10 body drop standard cab, and he debuted his. I'm really bad at following people's builds. I'm actually honestly really bad at paying attention to what shows up. But his was probably the most talked about. It won best graphics, and it's got a Cal Concepts paint job on it. It's a white base, and it's got Star Wars graphics all over the whole thing.
Wow.
And they're not really like, if you look at it, you're just like, that's a cool truck with graphics and then you go up and you actually look at it. And so that was one of the more talked about ones. There was a C10 there. You know that red dually that we took to Lowdown last year?
Yeah.
The guy that built that from Severed, his name's Steve. He's building a C10 now. And it was like a patina blue. It's just all beat up, but it was body dropped on. I don't even know what size wheels were on the back. They were like 28s, and it looked like a cartoon. But you know, he's in the middle of building that right now, and he just brought it down to just show it. And then I don't know, there was just a lot of cool stuff there.
Nice. Yeah, I think I even seen pictures of somebody rolling on 30s, sticking through the hood.
Yeah, there's a couple weirdos.
So, not for the award portion of it, but who took longest distance for this?
Oh man, I can go on Facebook and look. I totally forgot. The dude was from Negative Camber, and he drove from like Minnesota or Wyoming or something like that. But he drove through 2 blizzards.
Wow.
Where's it at? He drove 2 blizzards. It's a body drop Suburban, so I mean it wasn't just like a basic truck that they jumped into and drove out. This thing was.
That's the older Suburban. Okay. Yes, I remember his.
Yeah, I mean it was super cool. And then after that he like drove it to Vegas and hung out in Vegas.
Did he have the canoe on top still?
Was that his?
That's what I'm thinking of. It's the one everybody was interviewing at the LST where he had a big canoe on the top or something.
I don't know. I'm pretty bad about this stuff. But it could be just because I was awake for a long time. Now I'm going through the things. No, but yeah, he drove it for days. We did. This is the first year we've done a longest distance trophy. We usually don't do it just because they usually turn into a joke. You know what I mean? Because someone that's stationed in like somewhere, they bring their registration up, and they really don't live like they live close. They're usually stationed in San Diego because it's big military come up, but their registration shows like Florida or something, and they really didn't drive from Florida. So we just kind of never did it. But this year I was like, oh, we'll try it. And you have to drive. You have to win it. You have to drive your vehicle. There's nothing wrong with trailering. We trailer our cars all the time, but it was just something it made it unique.
Mm-hmm. Right on. So I've heard some things online. What are some of the activities you're looking to bring on for next year?
So the way the show was set up, there was a big grass area that overlooked the river. That's where we put the painted vehicles, and then we put the primered under construction cars. There's a lot right next door. I mean, it's literally right next to it. And that's where we separated. People were kind of, at first they were kind of like, what are you guys doing? You're going to separate clubs. You're going to make people upset. Well, a couple people were upset, but then I think when they saw what we did, then they were cool with it, because we can't do a first come first served thing, because if that whole grass area is filled with primered cars, and then all your nice painted cars end up in the parking lot because they showed up late. Now you've got this show that just doesn't look right, you know. And it's not like we were hating on the under construction cars or anything like that. We wanted to make an area for them and then an area for the finished cars, and we wanted to give the guys that were in under construction something to kind of strive for. And it kind of worked because a lot of people were like, I want to park on the grass. I want to park on the grass next year. I want to work on my truck. Now there's the problem. The problem with that is there's only so much grass. So we had 287 cars. There was like 130 on the grass, and we probably could have fit 20 or so more. Well, what if all 300 cars next year come painted? We can't put them all on the grass.
Yeah.
So we don't know what we're going to do yet, but the asphalt area that was next to the grass, it kind of felt separate because there was nothing going on out there. We were supposed to have DJ speakers out there, but they weren't working. So we're going to put a big old beer garden tent out there with them because it kind of got warm. We're going to put a Mr. tent out there, beer garden, possibly a second DJ, or just get the speakers wired like they were supposed to be. But we need to somehow adjoin the two, the asphalt area and the grass area, so it feels like one show instead of two separate shows. But as far as activities go, I mean, that's pretty much it. There's so much going on already. Like we wanted to do a river float where people go up the river and then they float down on tubes. The water's just too cold. I mean, it's at that time of year, it's freezing cold. So I just don't think that'll be successful. But there's just so much to do already. But I guess we'll just see as the years go by. There's a huge parking garage. We might utilize that for something. We might even utilize the parking lot for a big like a night. Like the grass area would be the focus during the day, and then the asphalt area we would do like where you hang out at night, and we would have a DJ at night out there. So that would be where people would go at night. So kind of one focus and then one focus. So, but as far as activities, no, and that's about it. Car show, then gambling, and drinking, and yeah.
Definitely sounds cool.
Yeah, a bunch of guys from up in the Northwest came down too. They had fun.
Yep, I know most of them who came down there. They're definitely hyping about it, and
that's what we kind of worry about because, I mean, I didn't hear any negative stuff. I'm sure there was someone wasn't happy somewhere, but if they were, I didn't hear about it. But when so many people talk good about something, and the next year it's like, I don't know what we're gonna do if like 600 cars want to show up. I don't know. The only thing we could do is open up the front of the casino and the parking lot and do something out there. But we don't. I mean, we could bring in like a big diesel truck, Toyota sponsor, Toyota tires, and do all this crazy stuff. But then we would kind of be going back to what we did at Paris, and we don't want to do that.
Yeah, then you're just gonna overload the hotel and the KOA camp.
We just want like a small show. We're not trying to work really hard.
Cool. Absolutely huge shout out to Forbidden for that show. I know everybody's loved it. Yeah, definitely haven't heard any negativity on it at all. So definitely shout out. That was an awesome show. All right. Well, thank you for answering my questions. I'm going to go through a couple of my shows that I've seen coming up. First, I seen the 22nd annual Southeast Mini Truck Nationals presented by Bell's Hot Rod and Drop 'Em Ware on April 23rd and 24th at the Maggie Valley Fairgrounds in Maggie Valley, North Carolina. We also had Rides and Ribs on Sunday, the 24th. Yeah, 24th at Smokey's Barbecue in Madison, Alabama. For the West Coast, we got Relaxing in SoCal, May 1st in Carson, California at the StubHub Center. And for up here in Washington, our first show, is Spring Heat 16 Custom Car and Truck Show Saturday, May 21st at Spanaway Park. So definitely
missing
hit
a
up some
couple.
shows. Sorry, what was that?
You got a pen and paper?
Do I?
I was gonna let you know. There's a couple of shows that we're going to that jot down because they're pretty big ones. If anyone's looking to go to anything.
Go ahead, shout them out.
Yeah, now that I don't have my calendar in front of me, Scraping the Coast out in Mississippi is a huge event. There's like 2,000 show cars, like 20,000 people, and it is a mini truck based show. There's everything out there, but it's right on the beach, and you can cruise on the beach. You can ride in the back of trucks. You can drink in the car, and the cops don't care. And this is on the beach. You have the show, the cruising strip, and then the beach. And then it's an insane show. And then what other shows are we going to hit this year? We're going to try to hit the All-Star event, the RA All-Star event in Tennessee. That's on Labor Day weekend. The Gathering, which is the Common Treads magazine, they're putting that on. That's the last weekend of July. Summer Madness, obviously. I'll send you a list of all the shows, and you can talk about them next time. Because there's definitely, because with all your millions of viewers right now, they need to know where to go.
Yeah. I only seen a couple coming up in the next month or so. So.
Oh yeah. So you're just talking about in the next month.
Yeah. Because I'm trying to get at least once a month on an episode. So.
Well, that works.
Yep.
It'd be kind of cool though, since you are uploading this to YouTube, is to say like not every single show, but maybe highlight like a few down the road, so people do rewatch this in a month or two. And it doesn't sound like you're like, oh crap, we missed all those shows. Here I am telling you how to run your shit.
Hey, I'm new to this, so all the help I can get is great. All right, and so some of my my personal shout outs that I want to go through, like last episode. Is going to be Todd King with his S10 Blazer. This thing is just badass. I know he's finished it and did the paint job, and just nothing more you can say about it. It's just a complete badass truck. Next, I have shout out to Female Mini Truckers Association. I know this just started up, and they've grown pretty huge already. So just want to give a shout out to them for kind of bringing all the girl mini truckers, the women mini truckers, even daughters who are looking about being interested in mini trucking. Is a huge shout out. So definitely a cool organization that they got going.
No, it's not.
Okay, well that's because you know the yeah. All right. Well, thank you, Brian, for coming on, talking.
No problem. Good luck with everything. Hopefully it get all those millions of views. Then you get that YouTube money.
Oh yeah, that's definitely what I need.
All right. How do I sign? Do I sign out? How do you want to end it?
I'll just stop the broadcast and it'll go back. So
I can't wait for my buddy John, if he watches this, to post some Photoshop stuff, because it looks like I'm talking to me and you're talking to you. Because yeah, if I had actually put glasses on.
Yes, we'll get the twin photo.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. See you later.